All right, we are live. 2 hours on the Demetra K show, you guys. 2 hours I put in over there, and this thing is jumping. Kind of a controversial topic on the Demetra K show, but it was a great show nonetheless. If you guys are interested, go check it out. Share it on your podcasts and feeds and groups and all that other great stuff. I am still in the midst of making my supercomputer flight simulator. Um, I'm going to tell you guys, I like Flight Simulator 10 or X as they call it, and Flight Simulator 2004. And I've put in so much AI into 2004 and stuff where I'm going to military bases like I used to, and the planes are moving, and all the other stuff. It's got a lot of congestion in it and stuff like that. I have the more updated Microsoft Flight Simulator. I just don't have the time to play it. How is it that you could be retired and there's just not enough time in the day to do what it is you want to do? So by the way, you guys, if you don't see, this is my Saigon, Vietnam shirt I got when I was over there a couple years back. I got to get back there. I just don't have enough time, and this dog is driving me crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So anyway, all right. Today is not a politics day. Demetra K show, we didn't talk about politics. It was a controversial subject, and we had a great feedback from everybody. One thing I can say in speaking in regards to politics, I'm going to tell you guys this. Now that everybody's calmed down and everybody's starting to think logically about what they need to do, regardless of your situation, I've had some great discussions with a lot of people. Great discussions. So my whole point is getting people to critically think. Critically think about your situation, not necessarily the whole, because what we're doing as the whole, we're not getting anywhere. So I'm a person that will tell somebody, vote your interest, vote your pocketbook, vote your wallet. That's that's the difference between me and all this other stuff. But I was talking to a friend of mine in one of those long conversations, and that friend of mine asked me, you know, because I'm a basketball fan. I'm a big supporter of the WNBA. And it's kind of funny because a lot of women will think that I'm a misandrist. I'm just anti-woman and stuff like that, which is totally not true. If you really look at my background, a lot of stuff that I do is pro-female. I promote a lot of pro-female stuff. I surround myself with mostly females. Good friend Demetra K is a good example there. Um, WNBA, I was a season ticket holder for the LA Sparks. I'm still a LA Sparks fan, big fan. Candace Parker was the last really, great player they had. Uh, Ogumake, she was really big, but she ended up leaving and all this other stuff. So the question was, how did the WNBA, who annually loses $10 million a year, they've never turned a profit, how did they lose $10 million a year for like 20-something years? That was their average money that they lost. And then the very year Caitlin Clark comes into the league where they had record viewing and record attendance for her games, how did they lose that $40 million? What happened? So the answer is very simple. Tell me if you guys agree with me or not. And if you agree, you agree. Great. If you don't agree, that's okay too. How do you lose an additional $30 million after losing a regular $10 million? Well, up until last year, the WNBA didn't take chartered flights. How much do you think it is now to take chartered flights? That is probably the biggest reason why they lost $40 million last year. Now, they've got a new TV contract that's going to help them out, but I still don't think they're going to turn a profit because they keep asking for more money. What I don't understand is these great basketball players that went to these great colleges, why they don't understand economics. You can't increase salary if you don't turn a profit. So when they were talking about getting them chartered flights last year, I even said they're going to lose more money. They're going to lose more money. But it doesn't make sense what they're doing. Um, how can I say this? And for those of you guys that know economics, tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, I took economics. I'm not an expert, but you're losing $10 million. Technically, the WNBA should not exist right now, but it does. So the welfare basketball league, or whatever you want to call it, that's what a lot of people are calling it, because it would have been gone by now. You add chartered flights, which puts you even in a bigger deficit than you already are, and you're expanding the league. What kind of business model is this? And your players are still demanding more money? How? Please tell me how does that work? You're not making any money. You add more of a deficit by the chartered flights. You want to raise in your salary. And this is why a lot of the WNBA players are signing one-year deals, because of the TV deal that they have coming in. But even with that TV deal, I still don't think they're going to turn a profit. I still don't think they're going to turn a profit. Caitlin Clark, yeah, she has brought more eyes and butts in the seats for the Indiana Fever, and when she plays, away games. But that's not enough. I don't think that's going to make a difference in turning a significant profit. But I just don't understand how you can expand a league and you're in a deficit. I just don't understand. They are doing government deficit spending. How do you be successful doing that? I don't understand it. I think Caitlin Clark, she's a phenomenal basketball player. She's just a rookie last year, but I will say you've got a lot of great basketball players that have played. One of my favorite players is a player you guys probably have never even heard of, named Allison Feaster. She went to Harvard University, was drafted by the LA Sparks, played most of her career with the Charlotte Sting that existed. Then she went to, I believe, Indiana and played over there. I thought she was a phenomenal basketball player. Of course, you've got Cheryl Swoops. You got Cynthia Cooper, who I interviewed. I had the honor of interviewing with Cynthia Cooper with the 5-star general on the war zone. Beautiful woman. Oh, my gosh. You have Tina Thompson, LA native, Lisa Leslie, oh my God, all-time favorite. I love Lisa Leslie. I mean, you just have so many great players. And see, I'm not a super fan, but I can tell you what, I could probably name you guys most of the WNBA champions. Most of them. Because I kind of stopped watching the last couple of years, so I'm not really up on stuff like that like I used to be, but I could pretty much probably name all the championships going. So again, I'm not one of those people that just get on here and I don't know what I'm talking about. I kind of do, because I'm really I do like watching pure basketball. Women play a pure form of basketball. The basketball that was like in the 1950s, early 1960s, before they started playing above the rim. I'm still a big advocate of them lowering the rim to make it more entertaining. There's a lot of potential here, but I just don't understand how they are demanding what they're demanding and expect to exist. They lost $40 million last year. The owners are upset because they're like, wait a minute, we've been supplementing this thing and we're not turning a profit. So maybe with Caitlin Clark this year with the Indiana Fever, maybe things could turn around a little bit and they could get a little closer to profit, margin. I don't know how that's going to work out because you're in a deficit, so you've never turned a profit. And instead of being humble and saying, man, I can make $100,000, and some of them are making $200,000 in 4 months. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Get over here. This dog is going to drive me. Come here. Come here. No. Come here. Benny. No. Chasing the cats. But it doesn't. Come here. Come here. Sit. You stay. So I don't know how they're going to do this. Hopefully the league can dig out of this hole, but how do you expand the league when you don't have any money to even pay salary? How do you expand the league? This doesn't make sense. And this is the problem, I think, with the delusion of women in professional sports. Just because you play a similar sport doesn't necessarily mean you should get similar pay. It's about putting butts in the seats and entertaining fans and having a product that people want to watch. Come here. Come here. Sit down. Stay there. I just don't see, how, if it wasn't for, if it wasn't for the NBA, the WNBA wouldn't exist. And to see the women just outright just disrespecting the league that is actually supplementing them is it's just incredible to me. It's incredible. I would have closed the doors on this thing a long time ago. So anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that real quick. And Benny's been outside in the last broadcast, so I'm going to deal with him real quick and all that other good stuff. So anyway, just real quick, if you guys got an answer to that, if you have an opinion, this is my solution to the whole thing. Okay? Number one, they need to lower the rim so that, they could be a little bit more above the rim playing and stuff like that. Number two, and I think it's the most important thing if the WNBA is going to continue to survive, women need to support the WNBA. If more women would support the WNBA like it does the NBA, they can turn a profit. They literally can turn a profit. I would say half of your NBA watchers are women. So my question is, why aren't the women supporting women? Just a question. All right, you guys, I am hungry. It is Sunday, and I'm going to go get something to eat. Stay away from politics for a while, but again, blessings to those people who thank everybody for the great conversations. Everybody's calming down and getting back to normal. Everybody's realizing, things didn't go the way we thought they were going to go. I do believe Donald Trump is making people face reality if they want to face it or not. I mean, for good or bad, if you're scared, hopefully you're scared in the good way and you get your shit together. And again, people are seeing the truth now. Things are being revealed. People are seeing for themselves what is actually going on around here. Get involved in your local politics. National politics, that doesn't affect you as much as your local politics. So please get involved in your local politics, your city council, whatever. I don't want to hear, I don't have time. I got to go pick up the kids. I got to go do this, whatever. They have public access TV. You have emails where you could communicate your feelings and what you think should be done. You have smartphones and YouTube. Most municipalities have that public access TV. All of that stuff. doesn't make sense that people who live in nice houses and drive nice cars don't even know who represents them at the city level. They don't know what the planning commission just approved to be put into their neighborhood. It just takes, sitting there, you know, in traffic, turning on the replay and listening to it, and seeing what's going on. And if you don't like it, you don't have to necessarily be in the chamber, but you can send, most city agendas are online. You can see it before the meeting even happens. How many of you guys even know that? So then you can go through the agenda, and if you've got something to say, you shoot an email to the clerk, the city clerk, and it goes into the public record. That's all you got to do. So I really do think Donald Trump has scared people to be more civically engaged, because the fact that we were not publicly civically engaged gave rise to a Donald Trump and the rise of the oligarchs, because we weren't paying attention. So let's not blame Donald Trump and these sorry ass politicians. Let's put the blame where it belongs. It's on us. We haven't been paying attention to what these crooks are doing. That's our fault. So anyway, you guys, have a safe week for those guys that are starting their weeks, and give it to God. Only God is, at the end of the day, only God's going to solve these problems. So that's the way it's going to be. All right, you guys, be safe, be happy. Hang on, it'll be okay. This won't last forever. 4 years, it won't last forever.